So, good morning. Auntie Ellen here, GQUAT, Garden Quilt and Art Traditions. Going to do a full garden tour this morning. Haven't done one this morning, and it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Be right back. Okay, so we will start in the work area in the back where Mr. Hershey's sitting on the chair waiting for me to finish. There is some kind of squash planted over there. It was a big one. It didn't grow at first, so I planted a geranium in there. The geranium is doing fine. Thank you, Yankee Sister Homestead. There is some chocolate mint back there and some lilies, irises from my mother's garden, and some other bulbs that I don't know what they are that will come up when they come up. Some hosta from Mommy's yard, more coleus. This is a ginormous, gigantic wild raspberry. Up there is why my garden doesn't get a lot of sunlight. It's a tree overhanging the garden. Look at all these wild raspberries. I used to be what they call handicapped. My two walkers have been retired. They're now plant stands in the garden. Oh, let me backtrack over here. These are more yellow bearded irises, a blueberry plant from a famous nursery, and my fig. I planted him some time ago and I didn't think he would live, and I hid him underneath the blueberry bush. He lived and now he's doing really well. I will transplant him. Another blueberry bush. Back, way in the back, are asparagus. They're not blooming. This is a Paul Robeson tomato that was started from seed by Yankee Sister. Yep, couldn't start anything. My garden got almost no light. See the shadow back there? Look, see this big tree? But at least it's been cut back a little bit. This has been cut back a little bit. So I'm getting some sun. No harm, no foul. Back there are like 3-4 containers of potatoes. I have blackberries, not wild, thornless blackberries from the Bull's garden. 2 containers. Here I planted more coleus, echinacea, potatoes, more tomatoes. Those are black cherry tomatoes over there. Back there in the 3 green pots, those are ginger roots. Okay, more black cherries. Lettuce, I've been cutting the lettuce, come again. Spearmint back there. Sorry for the shadows, but that's the good part and the bad part of my garden. Happy to have a garden. Look at my scarecrow. The wind is blowing. Maybe it'll scare something away. Maybe not, who knows. These are more containers of potatoes. I pushed the branches back so they wouldn't be in the walkway. Oh, look at my little windmill. Blowing, blowing, blowing. More Paul Robeson tomatoes. They are luckily getting some sun now. Potatoes. Calendula. Arrow. Okay, we stepped into the sunlight. Hey. Swiss chard. More Swiss chard. Sage. Something to bloom. This is mullein. Look at the mullein growing. Thai basil, yarrow, loofah plant, The garlic has been harvested, so I planted some spinach seed back there in the tall bed. More cut and come again lettuce coming up. A friendly little sign that I did in arts and craft to not take anything from my garden. This is a community garden and people take things. More squash. Some of the big varieties. This little bed was full. I had 40, 50 marigolds. They're all gone. Some critter or person took them. They also ate all my strawberries, but look, I have 2 Paint Rocks 2023 strawberries in there. Wildflowers. These are actually daffodils that bloom in the spring. More Swiss chard and perennials. Swiss chard, bearded irises. Look, isn't this a lovely garden? It's 8 feet by 50 feet. And let's walk around the outside. Weird containers. This is an old tire that I happened to find. But what I'm trying to show you is where I planted some peppermint around the borders of the fence. Hopefully it will discourage some of the critters to stay out. Walking around the other 50 feet, here are 2 of the last marigolds that I planted. Oh yeah, it's still there. There you are. My GQUAT, another painted rock. Aren't you cute? This is what the garden looks like on the far side of the fence. Another raised bed that had garlic. The garlic has been harvested. Paul Robeson tomatoes, the other side. The other side of the peppermint. My squash is growing. More lettuce. The ginger up close. It didn't get planted until June, but then he jumped up. This is a raspberry bush over here. More potatoes. More potatoes. I figured the critters and the thieves couldn't steal all of those. So if nothing else, we'll have potatoes. Look at my other Paul Robeson tomato. We're back in the shadows again. This is a Cushaw squash. Look how big she's getting. How big. A piece of the tomato plant broke off, so I put it in some other containers. I've got lots of empty containers ready, willing, and waiting for my fall crop. Here again is the other side with the asparagus. It's actually Martha Washington asparagus. I planted it from seed 2 summers ago. This is another squash, my geranium, and the other side of the fence. Doesn't keep anything out, but I'll take it. Have a great day. Look, most of the community garden is empty. One of my neighbors over there has a cherry tree with 3 kinds of tomatoes. He has corn, he has berries, and he volunteered to help Nana, Auntie Ellen, with her garden. There is the hose that I purchased for the garden, and the bushes that were trimmed back a little bit with my Saker saw, and the rest by management. Have a good day. Peace, love, and blessings. Do what you love and love what you do. Auntie Ellen.